every day we're praying, thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. And Jesus' interest in his teaching and his preaching is about the health of the world, the health of the community, the health of the city, and the health of its people. It is not primarily about the church. The church is a secondary institution. It takes its greatness from its service. When it sees itself as primary, it tends to truncate and get fat, or else it gets just crazy. But when the church sees itself in terms of its mission, in terms of its purpose, then it begins to have a real sense of being. Prayer increases, worship makes meaning, and people join or want to be a part of it because it is doing what it says it should be doing. Public education is a fascinating thing in America. It's probably the most Christian institution we have. The reason it's Christian is because it includes everybody. There is no other institution in America that seeks to include everybody in the way public education does. That tells the story of public education. It accounts for its difficulties and its genius and its wonder. We have found, and so for a church to join with a public school is a way of allowing the church to begin to re-energize its own relationship to God's community, and then also a way of genuinely serving and reuniting the frayed and broken quality of our current urban life. It enables people to establish respectful relationships across all sorts of lines, racial, economic, often geographical, because of the way this society has divided itself. And it enables us to feel the heart of Christ and the mind of Christ in what we do. It's a fairly easy and wonderful thing to do, and our public schools desperately need it. The best practice information in America today is that it costs twice as much, that's 200%, to give a fair shot to a school that is 90% free and reduced lunch. There is no shortcut. It takes more people, more time, more effort, more care, and a genuine holistic concern for the children, not only the children, but for the faculty and for the principal. And we get the opportunity to do this. I work with an association called the Micah Association that has 125 faith communities working in 23 distressed elementary schools in the city of Richmond, Virginia. And one of the most exciting things is to listen to the persons from other religions sitting around the table with this great hodgepodge of Christian denominations saying, you know, my God tells me that I serve him by serving his children. That is the most important thing I can do. I believe that the opportunity to actually support public schools and public education is one of the great things lying before us as churches today, and that it is good not only for the renewal of the church, but for the renewal of the human community, and worth pursuing. Public education in America really took much of its start from church advocacy. And I often chuckle about it because people say there's no prayer in schools. I don't know any teacher in an inner city school who isn't praying all day long, as well as most of the children and many of the parents. This is a true opportunity for the building of community. The engagement of a church in the community is essential to its nature. And if the church is not engaged in the community in a respectful way, not simply in a way of doing charity, then in fact it is not being itself, and it will become stifled. Its religion will become truncated. The people might as well spend their time in the book of Leviticus. The great energy from Christianity is the energy of working with impossible things so that you're driven to prayer, and praying so hard that you're driven to do the impossible things. They cannot be forgotten. That's the very nature of our work. The really important thing in terms of Christian engagement in the community is to establish relationships of respect, not simply relationships of charity. And working with the public school, where the people who run the public school are in charge of you, and where you are actually on someone else's turf, engages you in a sense of service that really evokes from you a very different sense of what mission is about. And I think something much closer to what our Lord was trying to teach us.